let's do the other leg. And back. Flexing the feet again. And let's bend our knees and place our feet one at a time back down to the mat. Take a couple of breaths there. And then let's slide out our blocks and roll down so that the spine comes down, and then allow that natural curve, egg-sized curve, back into the lumbar spine. And a couple of breaths. Now drawing the knees back into the chest, and a few circles again on the base of the spine. And reverse direction. Now drawing the knees into the chest, as long as our neck is comfortable, we can take the head up towards our knees, soften the shoulders away from the ears, take our navel to spine, and we can roll up to sitting and then coming onto all fours. So we've got our arms long and strong away from our shoulders, our legs straight down from our hips, and our face is away from the floor so the shoulders are strong. And we'll do some cat-cows. So let's arch up behind the shoulder blades and then releasing down, keeping the pivoting in the upper back. Exhaling as we go up and inhaling as we come down. A couple more, making that nice wave up and down the spine, and then back to neutral. Now taking our toes together and knees wide, let's sit our buttocks back towards our heels and walk the arms forward, taking the front of the chest down towards the mat and relaxing the forehead down. It's more comfortable, we can always use our block and have our forehead rest on our block. Now let's walk our hands across to the left side, keeping the right buttock down, and then moving the right hand on top of the left. And then coming across to the other side, and the left hand on top of the right, and the left buttock down a little. And back to the middle. And then let's turn our palms up. Back down, and inhaling back up to all fours. Let's just check through our legs, check that we can't see the bottoms of our legs or feet. Nice and long and strong in the shoulders. And let's extend the left leg back, evening up the hips and pelvis. A little navel to spine. And extending the opposite arm out in front of us. And let's just breathe. And then we can curl it in. Elbow, knee, head, exhaling and inhaling long. Let's do a few of those. Breathing. One more, and back to all fours. Let's take a couple of breaths here and then do the other side. Evening up the hips and pelvis. And exhale it in, inhaling it long. One more. And back to all fours. Toes together, knees wide. Let's settle ourselves back to our heels again and stretching forward. And inhaling back to all fours. Let's try a forearm balance. So we're going to take our fingers and interlock them. Have our elbows about shoulder width apart. Navel to spine. And then let's tuck our toes under. And then lift our buttocks up into the air, moving the front of the chest back towards the thighs. We can even walk our feet in a little bit more to get the height. And feel like we're lifting out of our shoulders and breathing. Come down whenever you like. Keep breathing. Releasing down, let's take our fist on fist, rest our forehead on top of the fist, and take a few breaths. And then we'll do the other side. So interlock the fingers again, but this time with the other little finger down. Elbows shoulder width apart. Navel to spine, tuck our toes under, and let's go up again. Feel like we're lifting out of our shoulders. Breathing. Relax the neck. You can always move the head side to side. And releasing down, fist on fist, and let's take another rest. And sitting back to all fours, let's come to our knees. And we'll place our hands behind us, and we're going to, in the direction of, or lifting the front knees off the floor. Nice movement down, stretches through the front of the feet, and release it down. And then tucking our toes under behind us, let's just carefully walk our knees back to stretch through the Achilles. And releasing down. Coming back to all fours, with our legs straight from the hips, arms straight down from the shoulders again. We're going to tuck our toes under, navel to spine, coming up into a bent knee dog pose. So we've got our feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. We're going to lengthen through the spine like we're pushing off the front, from the front of our mat. And breathing, keeping the ears about level with the upper arms. And then we can walk our heels towards the mat so we're stretching through the backs of the legs. Then come up on our tippy toes, turning the sitting bones up to the air, breathing. Heels pressing back towards the mat. And then let's drop down to all fours, take our knees together, or toes together, knees wide, and let's stretch forward again. inhaling back up. Come back to all fours. This time we're going to come forward to the front of our mat. Fingers are spread. And extend the left leg back, tucking the toes under, pressing back through the back heel. And let's release that one and do the other side. Back to all fours. And then let's bring our right knee in front of us. Take that right foot out to the side. Slide our leg back, and here we want to keep the hips and pelvis even. We can sit up, resting on our arms, lifting the front of the chest. If we feel any compression in our lower back, take the pubic bone towards the navel. If we have any discomfort in our knee, keeping this foot flexed. If anything ever doesn't feel right for your body, don't do it. Come into a resting pose. If your body's happy here, you can come down a little further onto your forearms, keeping the shoulder blades down the back. Or you can even stretch all the way forward. And inhaling, let's come up. Tuck our back toe under, navel to spine. Let's just take our leg back and just ease it out. And we'll do the other side. So let's bring the other leg in. Moving the foot away from the body a little bit. Sliding the back leg back, tucking our foot so that the foot is flat, evening up the hips and pelvis. Let's just check we're not tightening our shoulders. Shoulders are down away from our ears. Pubic bone to navel. And if we're happy, we can come down onto our forearms. Breathing. And if we would like, we can come all the way down and breathe. Inhaling back up. Tucking our back toe under again. Let's lift it up and ease that leg out. And back to all fours. Once more, toes together, knees wide, buttocks back to our heels. This time, let's come down and take our arms wide, elbows are bent back towards our knees, forehead down, so we can soften across the top of the shoulders. Inhaling back up. Let's draw our knees together. And then we can cross our ankles behind us, or we can just come off to one side. So we come back with our legs back in front of us. Now let's sit up nice and tall here, lifting the front of the chest. Place our arms down by our sides, drawing back on our toes, drawing up on our quadriceps. And breathe. And then we're going to come back and sit back up on our knees. Now here, let's take our arms wide, crossing the left arm on top of the right. We'll do a little stretch for the upper back and rotator cuffs. This may work for you, or you may find that you can take the arms together and cross again at the top of the wrists, shoulders down away from the ears, breathing into the belly. You can always take the forearms a little away from the face and lift the elbows up a little in front of the face, keeping the shoulder blades moving down the back. And let's release that. Take our hands back to our shoulders in a few shoulder circles. And releasing down. Let's open the arms up again. This time we're going to cross the other arm on top, the right arm. Same thing, little twist. You may have the arms like this. Shoulder blades down away from the body, from the shoulders. We can take the forearms away from our face, lifting the elbows up a little bit in front of the face. That increases the stretch. And releasing down. Let's go forward again, this time with our knees together. So we're just going to hinge at our hips, folding forward, and then relaxing the shoulders down around our knees. You can always place the hand around the wrist and place that little bit of weight on your lower back. And inhaling back up. So let's now come and we'll take ourselves down onto our mats, have our feet about hip width apart. We're going to take our arms out in front of us with our elbows out to the side, with one hand palm on top of the back of the other hand, our cheek resting on the top hand, looking at the elbow of the arm that's on top. If we feel any compression in our lower back, we can take a little bit of pubic bone to navel. We're going to inhale and raise the upper arm, leaving the bottom arm pressing down into the floor, and exhaling down. Inhaling it up and exhaling down. And let's just do a few of those. And then rest and soften. And let's do the other side. Taking the other hand on top. And again, inhaling up and exhaling down. And resting and softening. Now let's move our hands so the fingers are spread and the palms are right down underneath our shoulders, forehead down to the mat. Keep the elbows into the body just a little. And feel like we have something in our armpits, a piece of paper, and we're just giving it a very gentle squeeze. Now we're pushing away a marble with our nose, lifting up. Don't have to come up too high. Feel like we're lengthening as we curl back, so we're not compressing any of the spine. pubic bone to navel. Inhaling, exhaling. Mindful that our neck is not stretching back too much. And another breath. And then let's roll it down, tucking the head in last. And then turn our head to one side and let's relax the arms down, palms up, and softening through the whole body. And breathing. Now let's flip our arms over so the palms are down to the mat. Take the forehead back to the mat. Shoulder blades are moving comfortably down our back. And we're going to inhale the body, upper body up, with the arms and the hands, like we're at the prow of a boat. And breathing. And another breath. And let's roll it down. And turn our head to one side and relax the arms how they're most comfortable for us. And soften the whole body. Now let's take a nice breath into our belly, expanding the belly into the mat as we do. And exhaling. And then let's inhale up into the rib cage. And let the rib cage expand into the mat as we breathe in. And then right up into the upper chest. Now let's bring the forehead back to the mat. Make fists with our hands, with our arms down by our sides. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Pubic bone to navel. And let's lift the left leg. Doesn't have to come up too high. Keeping the hips and pelvis even. And releasing down. Let's do the other side. And releasing down. And if you want to do both legs, use the fist to support you. Or you can always just do one leg again at a time. And releasing down. Let's turn our head the other way and soften the arms. Have them most comfortable for you.